Now, today is cartoon breaking news. The highlights of this video: amazing digital circus sort of drama. The sort of the fans are mixed. They're actually moving digital circus. The same episodes on Netflix. Fans are mixed and a little bit upset. I explained that why later on. The second highlight of this channel, basically, LS Mark catching up pilot a Kickstarter is sort of a successful and earned all the first episode instead of the second episode to actually kickstart the second one. I explained that more later on. And the third one is the probably the most interesting one is that Haley's on it and Damn Dinosaur are actually being removed on Disney Plus and YouTube. I actually explained so much more in cartoon breaking news from today. But besides that, I have to mention I am losing my voice on this sort of whole video, so you're about to notice. In fact, you probably notice right now I am struggling talking about a little bit, but besides that, hopefully that's not distracting enough. I am a little bit sick, but I'm doing my best to deliver the news of this week. All of that, this is the first time on my channel. My name is Rachel. I like to talk about animation, not just animation, the reviews, first impressions, cartoon theories, and sometimes, if I have some spare time, cartoon breaking news. Of course, you like how it's going, you like to help my channel, pull like, comment, and subscribe. That's the only thing you need to do. If not, that's fine. If you do, thank you. Because of you, I am getting close to my main goal of 2,000 subscribers. And yes, I am getting close every single day because of people like you. People who like, comment, and share. Thank you. Now, let's get started with the first news of the day. Now, today, our first news of the day from Twitter/X, Cartoon Empire Pat posted something very interesting saying fan has discovered a new promotional artwork for an upcoming Halloween episode from Tiny Toon University called Nightmare on Toon Street on Max. That's sort of a homage from the Freddy Krueger franchise, but besides that, this is sort of kind of interesting because there is no more promotion for Tiny Toons University. The last promotion was sort of the school special, if I remember right, on season 2. Even that, they dropped 4 episodes and they stopped promoting after that season 2. After that, it's just been quiet. Even this, Halloween especially got to come very soon, so we don't know they could drop that on the last day of the first day of Halloween or last day of this month, but we just don't know. Especially fans are being a little bit worried because it feels Warner Brothers are losing interest of Tiny Toon University because they kind of stopped promoting the show. But we don't know if because they have some issues behind the scenes they're trying to fix, restructuring, or they planning a different way to promote it. We just don't know. But this is the only promotion we find by accident. In that said, it's just sort of a little weird. But we don't know if this is sort of a cancellation attempt. Because if you don't know, if a network doesn't want to promote anymore the series, they shift different time, different way, or sometimes they forget to promote it on purpose to lose people's interest so they don't want to deal with it anymore. And that's sort of a tactic you usually do. So be aware if you're a fan of this new reboot version of Tiny Toon University, this could be an attempt to cancel the series. One of maybe. We just don't know. Hopefully not, because let's face it, people do like this new version, and hopefully they can at least finish the series. But besides that, do you care? Do you not? Tell me down below. Let me know. Now let's talk about the next cartoon breaking news of the day. Now, our next news of the day is from actually Truffles. He is very respected news scooper for cartoons. And one of the information he drops is My Little Pony Tell You Tells officially will end on October 17th. Maybe this is not a great sign for the new gen from My Little Pony future. Time will tell. And if you don't know what's going on, this Gen 5 My Little Pony, everything they make is kind of failing. The Netflix not getting the numbers, or the YouTube version of Tell You Tell, or this version of the YouTube, it's sort of also not grabbing any new audience. And this is sort of the kind of sad part because the fans or the old fans are not receiving this new version because people not mixing well. They think it's not bad writing. They think it's the comedy is subpar. A lot of issues, especially the sort of lore they built. They wanted to keep the same lore or find reboot the series but make it interesting. They're failing all parts. Just remember, this whole pony thing is almost focused on the young audience. They're trying to grab new blood in this franchise. But it seems even the young audience are not interested watching this new version. On top of this, people have found sort of a roadmap of My Little Pony Gen 5 by sort of by accident afterwards. People have leaked information that is seems no more sure this is true because it seems they giving up Gen 5. And this is sort of the nail of the coffin to prove that information is true. For right now, how Truffle says, time will tell. This is officially true. Everything just rebooting again of basically Pony 6 or Gen 6 on My Little Pony. Now, how you felt about this? Do you are interested? You're glad this ended, or you don't care? Tell me down below. Let me know. Now let's talk about the next cartoon breaking news of the day. Now, our next news of the day is from Disney Toons. It's sort of a well-respected cartoon breaking news little website on Twitter/X. They actually are very respected. Information they have is usually on the mark, usually. But this is just sort of interesting. Disney had reported has canceled Zombies reanimated series and also short episodes of laying off many artists and crew members. In, to them, what they report and what they heard saying, kids are not actually want long length, basically episodes. They want short episodes of Zombies reanimated series, and this is the reason why they decided to basically cut the numbers they asked for this new animated series. So I don't know how many episodes they asked, but supposedly it's half or something like that. But besides that, the first time I saw the first episode they dropped on YouTube, I wasn't really interested or finding fascinating of this franchise because you can see the numbers. Because the numbers, the first time you go back to the party, watch the first episode, the numbers people are not really interested in watching this, especially how this franchise regurgitates the same idea over and over and over again. But some fans do say at least the first one is actually really good. The second one is still second and third is sort of optional, but they recommend just watch the first one. But all of that, I wasn't really that interested because it feels sort of hand fisted. But supposedly people says no, it's actually pretty good. At least the first one. But out of that, are you sad, glad, disappointed? Because it seemed to be a lot of people was not interested in this new version. It seemed to me people prefer to continue the series with live action movies, continuing the franchise instead of making animated of it. And that sort of makes sense if they went that direction, but decided to make an animated series instead that people were not really interested. Supposedly in this report saying Disney believes kids prefer short version than long length. But the problem is I think they basically comparing to the chibi sort of commercials that is more popular. But be fair, chibis is a completely different thing than a zombie reanimated because that one's sort of more story based and more defined characters than chibis. Chibis you should or should not know the characters, but you kind of get the gimmick of the jokes. It's all about the jokes and the cuteness. And I think that's two the different things they do not actually see the truth now. Or at least in my opinion. It feels they going that direction because that's their thought process. You have to really go into the business sort of side of it so you understand why is this successful, why this is was successful. And you have to compare and contrast, understand what is the best business decision to cut one off. It just sort of feels they sort of made me a little tone deaf because I feel in the very beginning this was a bad idea. Even that I don't care about this franchise, but to me, I was inside Disney and one of the executives, I would say cancel this and continue the live action movies. Just make spin-off or prequels or sequels of this, and people will still watch it. Just make sure the music is tight. But besides that, I don't know you. How you felt about this? Do you care? Do you know? Tell me down below. Let me know. Now let's talk about the next cartoon breaking news of the day. Now, another one from Toon Disney. This could be a good or bad news, depends on you how you felt about this. Is actually reporting Moon Girl and Dinosaur have been removed of Disney Plus in Turkey, but it seems also being removed on Disney Plus and also Hades on it effectively. Not just this, they also removed Haley on it on YouTube on basically Germany, Turkey, and Spanish, and etc. And this still continues on and YouTube in different countries. And that's basically all the news they're posting of basically Haley's on it and Devil Dinosaur. And this is sort of kind of sad because we all knew it wasn't super successful, but we didn't know how bad it really was. And this is sort of, you could say, the domino effect, because every time a country removes something specifically of the show of that means they can remove all around. Usually, good 90% chance they do, except for that sort of exceptions. Some places was super successful enough they decided it's probably a bad idea to remove it. For example, Mega XR, a basically a very popular Cartoon Network show that was canceled. It kind of removed, except for one specific place. Yeah, I don't remember which country it was. I think it was uh, Cuba, I guess. I could be wrong. I remember it was Spanish or Cuba. I just don't remember. But you get the idea. That's the only place that show was super successful and kept it on completely years, even the show canceled over 20 years ago. That's what I mean. Depends on the country. But this still means it's still a kind of failure, specifically maybe not that specific country. So don't be surprised if they decide to remove and cancel the show on Disney Plus in the US or Canada or Mexico, even though it wasn't that successful and well received. And this is just sort of kind of normal business sense because it feels well you have that we can keep our money back. And what's more, this could be another cartoon damnation now where it's like what that Warner Brothers did of animation that just do text right off and remove it on their channel. But we don't know yet. We're about to find out in the near future. Or maybe they intended to sell it with different streaming service to just release the same episodes on their website. We just honestly we don't know. It depends how you feel like it. This is a bad thing, a good thing, or just hate this. Tell me down below. Let me know. Now let's talk about the next cartoon breaking news of the day. Now, another one from Truffles is reporting that sort of new episode of Monster High will be premiering on Nickelodeon on October 1st and streaming on Paramount Plus October the 2nd. This series had been cancelled, and this is probably the last episodes of this airing. And that's basically it, because it was sort of kind of new, this new version of Monster High Gen 3 was sort of canceled, I think last week or last week, that one of the voice actors did say this is sort of my last day voicing a specific character to end the series. But nobody understood what you mean. Season two is like the final thing, or season 3? This is like the season 3 final thing kind of situation. A lot of questions not fully answered, but we did know this season is cancelled. But to me, this is sort of kind of confirming this is the last episodes, so it ends on season 2 and that's it. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure they're making season 3 because we don't know it ended or not. The thing is not fully clear. The only thing we know it is cancelled, but we don't know if this is just season 2 and they finished season 3. So this is up to your interpretation, in other words. But other than that, do you care? Do you not? Are you really lost interest? Because a lot of people did lose interest of Monster High Gen 3 because they feel it's sort of a portrayal what Monster High really was. Something that sort of basically tried not be a woke, but it was a very beginning, but it's sort of not feeling forced. And Gen 3 feels really forced to be sort of open and inclusive for so many other people, but they really forcing it, and that's the thing is sort of kind of killing the franchise, or at least this new version of Gen 3. But besides that, how you felt about it. Do you glad it's canceled or not? Tell me down below. Let me know. Now let's talk about the next cartoon breaking news of the day. Now, this is sort of a update. If you've not heard it, as Mark has passed his goal of catching up episode 1. He got the full funding for the second episode. But for right now, he redo his Kickstarter to get episode 3, 4, 5, and 6 if people are interested to helping him to finish the first season. And this is sort of the reason why he started posting, yeah, I actually finished my goal. He has set him the third episode if anyone are interested in funding it to complete this first season. And that's sort of the goal. That we don't know how many people are interested because it's sort of kind of risky, but at the same time, I sort of wasn't sure to actually talk about it because it's sort of very loud in the cartoon community. This was sort of a successful thing, so I was sort of second guessing myself. But other than that, yeah, congratulations, Mark. He actually passed his first goal. And hopefully his next goal will be actually successful also. But hopefully the second episode be any good because I said my review, I said my basic feelings about the pilot episode. It's okay now, but hopefully he fixed all the mistakes on the second one and improves of later episodes. But other than that, do you care? Do you not? Tell me down below. Let me know. Now let's talk about the next cartoon breaking news of the day. Now, another from Truffles that have been sort of a news around, but he actually gave a little bit more details about the sort of Paramount Plus sort of have Scooby-Doo movies. If you don't know that, basically there's some movies that Paramount bought from Warner Brothers to show it on Paramount Plus for a small while. This will come out October 1st, and the films they actually require from Warner Bros. Is Scooby-Doo and the Alien Invasion, Scooby-Doo, The Legend of the Vampire, Scooby-Doo, Legend of the Mist Monsters, and Scooby-Doo Meet the Brook Brothers, and Scooby-Doo Franken Creepy. And this is sort of the four films that Paramount have on their roster. And people are basically maybe not death about this because when they actually people heard about this, people who would not make it basically making fun of it. It's just sort of weird that Paramount bought Scooby-Doo rights to just to streaming on the streaming service only from the small window of time. It's just sort of strange, especially they grab the sort of the worst films, except for maybe the last two, because Alien Invasion, Legend of the Vampire, and also the Long Neck Monster was not really well received. Meet the Brook Brothers is sort of a mixed bag. It sort of depends on you. You actually was born in the 90s, or not born, raised in the 90s of the Red Shirt trilogy of Shaggy, because those films are kind of a mess in a way. I mean, are really a mess, but yet they're very endearing. And this is, I mean, depends which Red Shirt movie did you like. And FYI, if you don't know what I mean, Red Shirt, basically that trilogy of movies of Scooby-Doo, Shaggy wear a red shirt. Nobody knows why, it's just sort of a thing, in other words. But besides that, the last really good film is actually a Frank and Creepy. That's the only film that actually legitimately is good in this sort of era. In fact, they actually picked up the 2000 era, the sort of watered down, not trying to be scary, super simple for little kids. I mean, it's, that sort of era was sort of despised of the Scooby-Doo fandom because it doesn't really is feel like Scooby-Doo. The only thing you could say is sort of the intro was a banger. All the films in the anime series of the 2000 was sort of kind of let down. The only thing good of that era is the James Gunn movies of Scooby-Doo. That's the only thing was really good. And the Franka Creepy, that was, I think after that was, I think that was like early 2000 teens downwards. But other than that, how you feel about this? Do you are sort of feel strange like everybody else, like why Paramount bought this for their own streaming service for a little while? Do you care? Do you know? Tell me down below. Let me know. Let's talk about the next cartoon breaking news of the day. Now, this is sort of kind of controversial-ish in a way. Not controversial, it's more like a lot of mixed emotions and opinions that nobody really knows how to react to. Basically, you heard around all the internet, especially in cartoon community, Toon Hive and all the different reporters, including Glick's production themselves, they're saying, yes, we are now showing our episodes on Netflix, at least the first 3 episodes, but will be still shown first on YouTube and second Netflix the next day. This is sort of they giving money to reshow on Netflix, but no, Netflix is not buying the franchise or even have control of the franchise. Is the full control is on Glitch Productions, and this is basically the report of Toon Hive and many others who reported cartoons. But be aware, the fans are a little kind of confused. I mean, they're sort of kind of bitter, but I'm not sure to be angry because they're afraid Netflix will screw themselves over once again because it's Netflix. Every time they have a very fun, very creative idea for a cartoon, they actually cancel it. They only has 1 season because people didn't watch or some sort of excuse or how they see it, not a words. And this is sort of the panic. Also, people are kind of myth because it feels they got betrayed by Glitch Productions because they they thought they sold it to Netflix, and that's how they have to course correct and explain the situation. Top of this, the old fans of Motor Jones feel kind of betrayed because Digital Mystery Circus kind of push the popularity on them, and they push Motor Jones in the side and forget them. And that's the thing they sort of pissed off because they feel they're the one who pushed the door enough to Glitch Production to bust the door out because of Motor Jones. And this is the reason why they sort of kind of better, even that Gooseworks, who made Digital Circus, is also pushing if Netflix willing to pick up Murder Jones on their own website because Murder Jones was basically completely ended. They have the first season end completely, so it's a good idea to put them on Netflix. But the only problem is on Netflix they chose to pick it up or not, and this sort of the gripe. It feels they got betrayed or pushed over or ignored because they have a better, shinier project than Murder Jones. And this is sort of the conflict. People feel betrayed because this is not indie anymore. On top of all this, everything is sort of a mixed emotion about the fandom. They just don't know how to react. But I have to admit, Glitch Productions, they're chads. They know what they're doing. Because if you don't know, if you go indie, you have to know business. You have to fully grasp that sort of mentality. You just don't make cartoons. And the reason you have to be successful is part of that. Understanding the business savvy. You understand the animation, how it works, how you work with the co-workers. See their talents, what they're best at, and change them when they position they feel they fit the best. They also know how to sell the product and understand get party gang get screwed about other companies buying the rights by accident. Something like what happened to Disney of the original first cartoon and Walt Disney made. The same reason why Disney always have contracts because they won't get screwed over never again. That could actually happen. This is the reason why you have to be very understanding of animation and business. On top of this, if you go to school of animation, they would teach you, tell you, you need to know business. You take business classes to understand the business structure and how it works so you do not get screwed over. This is pretty normal. This is how you're supposed to do it. That's why there some animators are super successful, others just sort of semi-successful. This is why they have to do this. They have to be very smart and make sure they are in charge. But they cannot basically run to the networks because if they do run it, they go straight first to them, they get screwed over. So they wait for them to come to them first so they can set the standard that no, we are in control. This is our IP. This is how we're gonna go down. If they're then in charge, they can screw everybody over and over again like usually. So this is not a bad move. And yes, you understand how people are sort of kind of frustrated and sort of surprised or don't know how to feel because you kind of need to know the inner honors of the business of animation. And that's basically it. But hopefully they do pick up Murder Drones just to please the fans and put it on Netflix because let's face it, Murder Drones is sort of fun, but also cringy, but sort of cringy fun. That's the best way to describe it. But other than that, how I felt about this, do you care? Do you know? Tell me down below, let me know. Now let's talk about the next cartoon breaking news of the day. Now, this is from Indie Animation Network posted on the Twitter slash X. Skelly, a new animated pilot, will be sort of released on October 1st on Kickstarter. Basically, if you want to help out with this pilot. Of course, some of you don't know what Skelly is basically a woman who see a skeleton that she kind of goes to therapy, but we don't know if she is going crazy or this character does exist, and just see her friends and her sort of dealing with it. They show like a minute or 2 minute sort of trailer of the whole idea, and believe me, it is actually pretty interesting. It's something that is just fascinating because you don't know if she's going crazy or what, and the whole trailer how they execute this idea does grab your attention. It's all about the execution. I highly recommend. You can find Skelly on YouTube. Just watch it. It's not that long. It's sort of like a mini pilot, like a little intro of the idea. But of course, if you are interested, if you want to promote more indie projects, they can set up a Kickstarter on October 1st if you want to actually help it out. But be known, this is sort of the second sort of Kickstarter. They tried a completely different website called GoFundMe that it didn't work out. They get, I think, almost half or semi half of the profits. But in my experience, to see Kickstarters, for you want to go indie animation parties, always usually go Kickstarters because I feel it's more well known than anything else. But other than that, hopefully there be enough funds to make this party because it's one of those that you really need to see what they're trying to do because it is fascinating about this person seeing another person but no one sees it, but she doesn't know if she crazy or if this person does exist, but this person only shows up to her, only her. And that's the thing, it sort of grabs your attention. You see the potential. But once more, this is indie. It's gonna hard to really get the people motivated to actually fund this project. But once more, I keep saying it once in a while that you have to fund your indies to show Hollywood what do you want of your own animation because Hollywood doesn't know. They are so out of touch. If you want to convince them to know what people want, always go on indie. Always promote the projects you love and know. Now I got nothing else to say, just how you felt about it. Are you interested or not? Tell me down below, let me know. Now let's talk about the next cartoon breaking news of the day. Now, another one from Indie Animation Network posting a brand new series called Beyond the Light, a new 2D animation series by Remendal. This series follows a group of people who are basically looking for a Hollywood star who lost their fame, but in a city of basically funny enemies, twists, and basically drama. But the city of Let Loose. And that's basically the whole pitch of this new anime series, but it doesn't tell you which year or what, just the pitch. But you see the poster, it kind of looks interesting. This is the reason why I like indie, because they don't fall in the same genre of comedy or action. They want to try something completely different, and this is why reason why I love indie. Just try something out of left field. This one feels like almost a period piece on the 1950s or 40s sort of Hollywood. That's sort of a person who comes to the city or Hollywood to be famous and ruin their lives because it's just a cutthroat city. And sort of I feel this is sort of homage that sort of kind of genre, and that's just super interesting. I think that itself just grabbed my attention. But of course, we don't know this will be a 3-part or 6-part episode. Honestly, I don't know, but it seems very promising. Hopefully, be good or at least decent animated. I don't know you. Are you interested? You like that sort of kind of Pulp Fiction 1950s in Hollywood of all the lies and truth in Hollywood or their version of Hollywood? Tell me down below. Let me know. Now let's talk about the next cartoon breaking news of the day. Now, another one from Indian Animation Network posting a new poster for Five New Oz, a new series following a young girl setting off her dreams to becoming a superhero, learning lessons, and also juggling her new life of becoming a hero. Very, let's say, traditional superhero kind of story I heard 100 times. But although that, the art does not grab my attention, but I am interested because I am a simp of superhero animation, so I'd probably give it a watch to see. Hope it is good. Hope it is going to be a very interesting take of it. But I don't know if it'll be a comedy or fully action. We but to find out when it come out. But the only problem is it doesn't have a date. I guess it's still working on it. But other than that, I feel this could be even a fun thing. You usually just kind of see how creative can you make some characters, looks, fight scenes, because sometimes a good superhero is all about the action, drama, and how you build the story. You could be the most cliche thing ever, but you can pull off the clichéness. This could actually work. Something like Invisible. That is probably the most cliche superhero show, but yet the most popular because he understood the cliches. He understood to blend two different ideas of the superhero genre and making it work with the cliches because the cliches always does work. It's all about the execution. And hopefully they execute all the ideas here and give us maybe a small twist to make it fun. But I don't know you are you interested? Because it seems to me like a normal summer cartoon. Yeah, I'm down with that. This could be a fun thing. I don't know. This could be totally bad, totally good. Tell me down below, are you interested or not? I got nothing else to say. Now, let's talk about the next cartoon breaking news of the day. Now, another one from Toon Disney reporting on their Twitter slash X saying the new key art from Primos have been released, and this show is trending on Disney Plus and the second more popular Disney channel following Big City Green. And yeah, this is actually really trending. Also the hatred of this sort of kind of dying down, especially in Mexico, because I have follow a lot of Mexican channels and some of them do talk about primos, but they just stop talking about it. Once in a while, you see maybe a video and that's it. But usually, people do that just sort of follow the trend. But the only problem is, it started to be too late to do that. But out of that, it feels kind of being well received. I have not yet seen the series just to make understand. I probably will in the near future. For right now, I don't have the time. So, but besides that, a lot of people are receiving this pretty well because a lot of people do comment they actually really enjoy it. Who knows who will get a season 2, but 100% it will because if you don't know how this works, usually they greenlight 20 episodes and they just call it 20 episodes, but they cut it in half and call it season 1, season 2. It's a sort of a trick they do all the time, so they do not pay the animators more money just to save cost. In other words, yeah, that's sort of the letdown. But besides that, it seems it got received pretty well in the Latino community. At least the Pacific group of people they are interested. Because I said it last time on my, I think last report or like a little while ago, like a month ago, you could say that this show doesn't care about the adults. They care about the kids because that is the main audience. If they get them, they can ride over the hate because the very point is for the kids. If they like it or not, if they feel related, if feel interest, if they do, they got the audience. Because at the very end, they don't really care about the adult audience. It's almost like a plus on, in other words. They get them, that's great. If they don't, that's okay. Because they do get the adult fan animation. They get basically free promotion of them. They don't want to keep talking about showing posters, showing art. This is basically a two-way street, in other words. And they get the kids, that's the main focus. If they do, they don't care anything about else. But all that, some of the people at least comment down below, they're kind of happy. They giving praise a little bit here and there. But I still see once in a while maybe a hatred. But I guess the people who kind of hate it did not give it a chance to watch some of the episodes. Once again, I heard it's okay. It's a Disney normal Disney show, and that's it. But besides that, how you feeling? You still hate this show? You're kind of glad it's successful-ish? Because right now they not announced a season 2. It's sort of obvious probably the season 2 is done. But other than that, how you feel about this? Tell me down below. Let me know. Now let's talk about the next cartoon breaking news of the day. Now, our next news of the day is from Disgusting Films posting a video of a minute and 30 seconds celebrating Jim Henson's birthday. It states Kermit the Frog, Gogo the Fraggle, and Oscar the Grouch united for this grand day of birthday of Jim Henson. And the whole video is all of them united in a small park, each one reappearing in the bench, one popping out of the trash can, and Grouch living in the trash can. All of them sort of celebrating the perfect day of Jim Henson, or aka the birthday of Jim Henson on September 24th. But it's received pretty well. I mean, everybody down below just love this tribute because it's just sort of simplistic but endearing. In other words, it's just celebrating a lot of things Jim Henson always wanted. That sort of bliss, happiness, living in the moment of life, and also having a great day. In other words, it just feel you a lot of love. Especially, it's sort of hard to reunite all these characters for this small project because one person owns something else, the other person owns that. So it's sort of a lot of BS. But it seems to me everybody agreed to do this small special. But other than that, how you felt about it, tell me down below, let me know. Let's talk about the next cartoon breaking news of the day. Now let's talk about another animated pilot who needs funding from not Kickstarter, it's sort of a rival to Kickstarter called Backers. And the creator of this animated pilot called Star TS that has animated a new project called Lumi and the Great Big Galaxy Animated Pilot. Now, what is this pilot? It is interesting to you or not. Basically, you follow a character called Sunny that she is sort of bored. She wants to venture, but she's not getting it. Her normal life to the stars sort of fall out of the sky and hit her. And she try to understand who is she, where she come from, and have this great big adventure with her two friends and two other frenemies who join her on this big adventure. Now they show a sort of a teaser pilot what this animated pilot could be, and actually asking a total of $135,000 to make this pilot. Some of you wondering what that much. Watch the animated pilot. The animated pilot is actually pretty incredible. It looks pretty interesting and very creative. How I better describe it is sort of kind of like My Little Pony, but with more kind of futuristic sort of style of it. Like think of that art style, specifically like Gen 4 kind of art style, and they make it very interesting. It looks fun, fascinating. It feels really polished, something that is just so great. But of course, they asking for the at least their goal, their first goal, just to finish the pilot is 126,000, if I'm correct. Give me a second. Yeah, 135,000 for the funding of the completion of the pilot. If they have other goals, if they pass the goal, they get 250,000. They're also getting a plushie for the characters. If they pass that goal to 3,000 grand, they're getting DVDs with commentaries, 500,000 animated shorts, and 700 limited editions characters. And $1 million, well, we'll see what happens when we pass that goal. But besides that, it seems very promising. This one feels could be a banger, could be a really hit. You just need to drop the pilot to prove how good this already is. And this Kickstarter, or backer in this case, barely started on yesterday. Today we're on the 9th, 26th, 2024. So we have about 36 or 35 days recording of this video. And right now they earn for total of 213 backers. That is impressive for a beginner backing sort of animated project. And this feels could actually fit their actually main goal. I highly recommend watch the pilot or the teaser trailer of this pilot to convince if you want to back it, or at least if you want to help out without paying cash. Tweeting about it, talking about it, little things like that really help. Also, I think you have your own YouTube channel. Just right, Luna and the Great Big Galaxy animated pilot teaser trailer. You probably find it on YouTube. But besides that, this one looks actually pretty interesting. It feels something like My Little Ponies, but more sci-fi elements, more out there. Well, the kind of like My Little Pony horses designs. You have a character look like a horse, but it's more out of space. And also, I apologize, my voice. I'm losing my voice. I do apologize. I am getting a little sick. It's sort of obvious. You see all these segments before that. But besides that, I hope it's not subtracting of this video. But all of that, how you felt about this anime pilot? Have you seen it? Are you interested? Tell me down below. Let me know. And let's talk about the next anime pilot of the day. Now, this is an update of this segment, specifically of Pieces of Putter that I did post in my community tab. Basically, Pieces of Putter finally met the goal of $15,000. And that $15,000 covered season 1 of Pieces of Putter. Now getting close to the second main goal, that was $20,000. And that covers basically the extra things and the Blu-ray. And getting close, instead of 18,000, it's super close. They only have like 24 hours left to pass that goal. We don't know if we'll pass it. If it does, and they have more extra content. If it doesn't, it's still cool. They're still looking for the first season. That's all they're asking. But somehow, some reason, and they get another 10,000, they can actually fully fund it the second volume or second season of Pieces of Putter, if and then match that goal. And the final goal is 35,000. That's sort of the Blu-ray, the DVD, Blu-ray, and extra content, no it works. But all that's like the max they're asking. I'm impressed they actually made it, because they did struggle so much to get to main goal. It's almost unbelievable. But other than that, yeah, they actually did it. They at least funded. They're not asking that much, but yet, yeah, they actually crossed their main goal. Congratulations. And after that, just wait for, I don't know, the finish line in whatever episode they come out. Hopefully they release the dates when they can release it, or when they gotta work it. More updates like later on in the near future. But besides that, are you excited or not? Tell me down below. Let me know. Now let's talk about the next cartoon breaking news of the day. Now, our last news of this segment is from Regular Capital. I'm just gonna sort of summarize it a little bit because they just went on and on. But if you don't know, there's sort of event called Sonic Central that comes once a year, every 2 years, depends on Sega. And they just promote all the things of Sonic. What is the updates, new projects, and one is sort of kind of broke the internet, especially if you're on Twitter/X, because that Sonic and DC kind of doing a crossover promotion of 6, I think it was 5 or 6 issues, comics about both shows, both IPs collabing. Specifically, Sonic, Shadow, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, and also other characters are becoming sort of their version of Batman, Superman, Robin, and etc. But it's just sort of interesting and they decided to do that. For example, Shadow became Batman, that he looks pretty good. In fact, you find his sort of teaser video on DC on Twitter or YouTube, and this is the reason why you see a lot of fan art of him. Just sort of that design. It just sort of makes sense because it chose him to be basically Batman. Now, Sonic is sort of a surprise, but yet it kind of makes sense. It became basically Sonic. Not Sonic, Flash, in other words. It's sort of a nod to the movie of Sonic, the live action one, that he keep reading the Flash, so it makes sense he become the Flash. His design works pretty well. I'm sort of surprised because usually he's so blue. This is the first time I see him all red with yellow, the color streams of the Flash. But once more, it just stands out. The third one is sort of Tails. He became sort of the cyborg that sort of makes sense why he became cyborg because he's the tech person. And you also have Knuckles, who became basically Superman. That he fits pretty well with that design. It nails it. Let's face it, it kind of nails it. Also, you have um what's the other character's name? Oh, I lost my track here for a second. Amy, there we go. Amy becoming Wonder Woman. That makes sense with the Justice of Hammer. It's a very interesting design for her. It works very well. Nothing feels off. Everything just clicks. I can't say much about it, but one sort of stands out, my opinion, is actually what's this character's name? I can't remember his name. I'm losing my mind right now. Uh Silver, there we go. Yes, Silver actually is Green Lantern. In that, I'm just sort of surprised that it kind of makes sense because Silver has kinetic abilities that he can fly or move stuff with kinetic abilities. And also, so in the future, came the present to fix all incident to fix his future. And it makes sense he became sort of the Green Lantern. This, for right now, is all the characters shown in the sort of the event of Sonic Central. For right now, we don't have much details. The only thing we have is sort of a bunch of updates of all the other games, new character skins, and on top of all this, a new anime series that was sort of kind of teased a couple of months ago or weeks ago that sort of a shadow sort of backstory that was crazy because they just showed the first episode today on Wednesday the 26th that I did watch. It was pretty good. I didn't review it. Let's think of it as sort of a mini review. It's just sort of interesting how they retell the story as flashbacks, but sort of this flashbacks is sort of using against them to basically piss them up to do something. Once again, it's very clever. I don't know I'm gonna review that or not. I'm not 100% sure, but I do recommend it. Watch it because it is very good, very satisfying, especially if you're a Shadow fan and know his backstory. On top of this, you don't need to know anything about his backstory. It's just retelling, but a very clever way that it makes sense for the character. It is really good, and the budget is unbelievably amazing. The only complaint I have of that budget is I wish they extended to 10 minutes standing 4 or 5 minutes. But besides that, it works very well. Now, the comics, I'm sort of surprised. I enjoyed. I hope he's successful to do his own kind of mini series like the Shadow Breakdown Pass that do its own sort of kind of like Ruby and Superman, Ruby and the Justice League crossover event animated movie. Hoping to do a own animated movie of this version. But once more, a fan can dream. I don't know you. Are you excited about this comics? Are you watching Shadow, the animated series, the retelling of his backstory? Tell me down below. Let me know. I got nothing else to say. Just thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.